Okay, Jim, let's start with, you said a minute ago, we could solve this problem. But you have a society in Europe and an increasing society here in America that doesn't want to solve it. The way to solve the problem is to everybody go, okay, this didn't work. It would have been nice if we could have had these big pensions and we could have the work play dates that we have and everything else, but it won't work. And we can't have the houses, we can't have the cars, we can't have this lifestyle. But nobody wants to admit that. So how do you fix this without civil unrest?
Well, you're going to have civil unrest. You're going to have social unrest. We're already having social unrest, and you're going to have more of it for the very reasons you're saying, because the money's running out. Eventually, the money runs out, and somebody has to pay for it. You could, in Europe, right now, the Germans, most governments in Europe still have some credibility. And if they pulled everybody into a room and said, okay, this has not worked, you're going to fail, you're going to lose everything, you're going to lose a lot, you're going to stay in business, we're going to ring fence the system, banks are still going to clear checks, banks are still going to make savings accounts good, but we're going to have a lot of pain. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money, but in the end we'll come out of it. Now you could still do that now. In 3 years you won't be able to do it, because the government, the market's going to say, we don't care, Mrs. Merkel, we don't believe you anymore. We won't give you any more money. And that's when you have the risk of systemic failure. That's when you have not a recession, not a depression, but you have a collapse of the system.
How long do you think we have? I know this is the worst question because nobody knows. Nobody knows. I mean, it could happen in an event. A strike in Iran could make this thing collapse, right?
Of course it could.
Right, yeah.
It would.
Yeah. So anything could happen, but realistically speaking, can you give a window of any kind?
I certainly don't see the world being as you and I know it in 2020. As you and I know it, many institutions, many things that we take for granted are going to be gone.
Tell me,
are going to change.
Tell me what that means. 2020, life looks like what? We have universities?
Some are going to be bankrupt. Some of the Ivy League universities will be bankrupt. I would suspect that Harvard will be bankrupt. Harvard, I suspect, would be the first to go bankrupt.
Why do you say that?
Get out their balance sheet. They've been borrowing money. They've got assets on their balance sheet which are questionable. I got to be careful what I say. I don't want Harvard suing me, but you know.
I hear they have some lawyers.
I suspect they do. They have questionable assets on their balance sheet, and they've been running up a lot of debt. And they've got very high cost structure. It's very high cost to do business at Harvard. They guarantee their professors and their staff wonderful lifestyles. You know what it costs to go to Harvard now? Just to get in the door for 1 year? $53,000 US. That's for 1 year. That's just to get there. Doesn't include the beer, the transportation, the clothes, or anything else. So if you spend 4 years at Harvard, the rate prices are going up. What's it going to cost you? 300 grand?
Why has education skyrocketed like that?
Partly, I'd say largely, because the government put in all these programs, as you know, saying everybody should go to college. Well, I agree. College is good. I had a lot of fun at college. It was wonderful, and I would like to do it again someday in another life. But they made it essentially free for people to go to college, and so masses of people started going to college, and then the government made sure the professors had good lives, and so everybody, this whole system developed the same way the system developed with housing. You know, the government 20 years ago said everybody should have a house. Listen, I agree, everybody should have a house. But unfortunately, somebody has to pay for it. And the government said, okay, it doesn't matter if the person doesn't have good credit. You give him a mortgage anyway. And if you don't give him a mortgage, we're going to stop doing business with you. You remember those laws that they passed? Our Congress passed it. And our president signed it.
America in 2020. Tell me what the average person's life is like.
Well, our standard of living has been flattening for some time, as you know. Well, you can start seeing it go down. Food prices are going to go up a lot. I repeat, food prices are going to go up a lot. The government's going to blame it on you, by the way. They're going to blame it on evil speculators. They're going to blame it on everybody except the government policies, which are causing the problems. Food prices will be higher. The cost of just about everything will be higher. Interest rates will be higher. Go ahead.
When you say the price of food's going up, I repeat, it's going up, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know what a loaf of bread costs you right now, but suppose it costs you
It's New
twice
York,
as much.
$47.
and a cup of coffee costs you $14, right?
right.
That's not Starbucks.
Yeah,
that's just
that's
regular,
coffee, yeah.
regular stuff. And this stuff costs you who knows what. No, the price of everything you buy is going to go up a lot. Double, triple. I mean, what do you pay for grits?
We're in New York. We don't have grits in New York.
You don't have grits?
No, we don't have grits. we don't have grits.
Your standard of living is really going to decline.
Yeah, I mean, I went in to buy I mean, I can tell you about ice cream. I think it was, I think it was like $6 for having, I mean, New York is crazy. New York is crazy.
Well,
so you
that.
can't, you know, compare anything
So you're going to have much higher price. New York's going to be crazier and crazier and crazier, and I would suspect you'll have social unrest in New York. You've already started having social unrest in parts of the world. You've had governments fail. You've had countries fail. Write it down, Glenn. There are going to be more countries failing and more governments failing and a lot more social unrest. Because when the price of food goes, if the price of copper goes up, not many people know. If the price of sugar and wheat goes up, everybody knows that day, and everybody's unhappy that day.